y'all, welcome to my channel. It's nighttime, I don't usually film at night, but I thought I would. I finally have a few minutes to myself, so I'm just sitting down and filming to chat with you all about my 1 month officially in graduate school. I really can't believe it's been 1 month. Like, I know someone had posted this meme or whatever, and it was like, first years in graduate school just like celebrate every single milestone, and I feel like that's so true. I mean, from the first paper I submitted to just registering for classes and I don't know, having orientation, like every single step of the way, I'm just so excited to be here, and I have all this energy and enthusiasm, and I'm still 100% loving it. I mean, I did not think it would be like this necessarily. I mean, I didn't expect to not like it being virtual, but I didn't expect to still be able to fall in love with psychology even more like I am now. So I'm really happy about the way that things have gone the past month overall. I think this past week was just especially fun and invigorating because I'm a part of founding this initiative called Black and Mental Health, which is a Twitter and Instagram campaign that's meant to connect and foster community amongst Black mental health providers, practitioners, researchers, and advocates. So anyone who is Black and involved with mental health in some kind of way, we wanted to connect all of those individuals as much as we could and ask thought-provoking questions, learn about each other's research and practice, and talk about self-care. So it was a week of just community, and it made me feel so re-energized, and it really, I don't know, it invigorated my soul, I feel like, because being a part of that and being a part of the founding team for that meant that I was just super plugged in. It was a lot of work, but it was good, and we got to get that kind of immediate gratification of knowing that all the things we did was helping someone else or helping a group of people come together that needed to come together. I had a lot of fun with that. I met some really cool people. I got to connect with people that I'd wanted to connect with for a long time, but was too nervous to reach out. And, God kind of brought us all together for this initiative. And I found that was just, it was perfect timing because, that week, the verdict in Breonna Taylor's murder had come out, where no one was charged with her death, which, I have a lot of feelings about that. So I just learned about the verdict of, regarding the murder of Breonna Taylor, and this is definitely a low point. I feel like I've been very vocal about how I feel about the Breonna Taylor slaying, and this just feels like such a slap in the face to the Black community, to Black people, to Black women and girls. And I should be in class right now, but it's a lot to take in. I was actually facilitating a Twitter chat on anti-Blackness and dismantling racism, and then I look down and I see, that it's a long time coming, and it's such a hard day today. So I think that it was by no accident that our Black and Mental Health Week happens to be the same week where, there's an executive order from Donald Trump about anti-racist education and having to stop that and any diversity and inclusion equity work, alongside Breonna Taylor, alongside just all the civil unrest. I feel like we were brought together at this time for a reason, and that felt good. It put me at peace because I know that like God's always there and looking out for me. So yeah, that was definitely the highlight of last week. This past week was also really affirming in that I felt like I made the right decision, and it's weird. I mean, when I was applying to graduate school the first time, I was like, I am so sure I want to do clinical psychology. I don't want to do anything else. I looked at clinical psych and clinical community programs, and I was just like, this is what I want to do. you know, I had my research interests all set out that I thought I wanted to study, and I sent in my applications, didn't get in, whatever, you know, the whole ordeal. And then the second time around, I was like, you know, I think I know what I want to do. I'm a little more lenient and flexible. I'm gonna have more of a growth mindset and be more like just open to different opportunities and research that's out there, all centered around, you know, fostering Black joy and community and healing, but still, you know, just expanding my mindset around that and what I wanted to do. And I don't know, it's like this past month being in the process, or being in, I guess, yeah, the PhD process, I just feel so affirmed. I feel like every time I'm learning something new, I'm just like, yes, this is exactly what I want to do. Or wow, I can really see where my work is needed and it fits here. And not just, you know, being at Columbia, being at Teachers College, it's more just like knowing that counseling psychology is what I feel like I was meant to do, and I feel like I'm on the right path. Like, it's, I don't know, something mind-boggling like happened over the past few weeks as I'm interacting with Black and Mental Health Week, and I'm seeing all these different researchers, and it's like, oh wow, I really like her research. Oh wow, I really like their research, or his research, or whoever's. And I go and I look at their profiles, and they're like, oh, I'm a counseling psychologist, or I'm a counseling psych PhD student, or something like that. So it made me feel like I'm in the right place. Like, I belong here. I fit in here. I also had a one-on-one meeting with my advisor that went really well, and I was so nervous because I wanted to, or he was going to ask me about my research interests, and I know that they have changed a little bit just over the past like few months with everything going on. Activism has been really a centerpiece of my research interests, and then also like policy and community level interventions and radical healing for Black people. So I was nervous to tell him because they had changed. But when I told him, he was like so on board. And I honestly feel like I haven't had that experience before where I just talk and sounds like gibberish. And I just say all these words that I think make sense, but I'm kind of interested in, but haven't fully fleshed out yet. And he was just so on board with it. He was just like, yes, like, it made me feel really empowered, because I know there have been a lot of situations where I go and I say, you know, what I'm interested in or something that I'd like to do. And, you know, whoever in charge is like, yeah, we don't really do that, or that's not in our scope, or, you know, maybe next time. But that wasn't the case here. I just felt, I don't know, he made me feel like the world is my oyster and I can just explore what I want. And he was committed to growing me as a researcher, as a therapist, just as a psychologist as a whole, and as a person during these next 5 years and beyond. So I couldn't have been more happy. Like, that was just, it was such a good day for me, and feeling like this is where I belong and that I'm doing the right thing. Best part so far about being in a program, I feel like it's the people in my program that make it so great. Like, you know, having a cohort who you know that you're going to be with for the next 5 years and beyond is great. Having a lab that you know you're going to be researching with and, you know, able to become friends with has been really great, just because my lab has been so accepting and inviting of me and welcoming. And also just, I really like the faculty too that I've encountered. Like, I feel really comfortable. I'm actually going to office hours, which I don't know, I was never the office hours kid. So for me to actually go to those, it means a lot. I feel like it's because I feel comfortable going. And I felt like I don't know, I feel like I wouldn't be judged, or like I could open my mouth and say things that maybe in previous situations wouldn't have been okay, just in how I feel about the coursework, how I feel in general with everything going on. Everyone has been really genuine and authentic and wanting me to thrive. And I just feel like it's a good place to be. Like, the energy is really good. I don't want to get too hippy dippy, but I do feel like really good vibes. I feel such a supportive energy, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like I've been in situations where people are doing the right kind of research and they're doing, you know, they're saying the right things, but you can tell like there's something like they don't really feel it and they don't mean it. Like, I really feel like they're there for me and like they want everyone to succeed and thrive. And when somebody wins, like we all win. It's definitely that collectivist kind of mindset and framing that the program has. And I'm so thankful for that. I realized I just sounded like like a Columbia like ad or testimonial. Like, I promise this is not sponsored. It's just my honest thoughts and how I'm feeling in the program. Worst part about the PhD process so far would definitely be it being online. I mean, I'm making the best of it. It's, you know, I'm getting into the swing of things. I am trying. But there are certain, so like I'm taking multicultural counseling, which is a class that, you know, obviously brings up a lot of emotions for me, just being a Black woman, being in the South right now, it being an election year, all of those things. And I really would love the opportunity to just engage with people in person. And especially when you're talking about sensitive topics, it's so hard to do that on a discussion board, or I don't know, because things can get misconstrued and you don't really get to understand someone's tone or whatever. Yeah, I would really appreciate things being in person, and I can't wait for the day that I actually get to move to New York City and see these people, because there's also, I feel like I'm connecting really well with people. And so like that class, for example, we have small groups, and I actually really like my group a lot. I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect, but I like them a lot. So we talk a lot, I think. we have our scheduled meeting, and then we usually go an hour after that to keep talking to each other, just because we like want some human interaction. But, you know, I feel like the problem with it being online is just like so many missed opportunities for connection. Because say you're posting on a discussion board or whatever, I tend to post pretty early in the week, and then I may miss some responses that come later in the week, and it's hard to kind of facilitate relationships online and on like through messaging for a grade. Like it's just a weird dynamic. Another thing that's really hard is, and my friend warned me about this, I remember like specifically she said this, and she was saying, you know, in graduate school there's going to be opportunities everywhere. And I think I was coming from a place where I was so, like, when you graduate college and you enter the workforce, like, you're kind of just left to create your own opportunities. Like, there's no club meetings, there's no, like, mixers and just events where, like, you are automatically, like, included. Like, you have to go and seek opportunities on your own. And so being back in school, I'm, like, flooded with so many opportunities for, you know, hey, we're seeking a research assistant for this, or hey, like, come join the student senate, or come, like, I don't know, volunteer for this initiative, or voter registration here, and like register voters and help us do this campaigning. Like, there's so many different things that want your attention, and when you're in the program, like, you're really strapped for time, and it's still hard for me to just prioritize and know that I can't do everything. And it's so hard for me not to spread myself thin, because I want to dip my hands in all of these different buckets that ultimately I can't if I want to produce the best quality work. And then I think what's also hard is, of course, comparison. And I think, I don't know, I guess I say this no matter what comes my way or what situation I happen to be in, but comparison is something that's hard to deal with, especially when you're just around people who are the best of the best. And it's like, you know, that becomes your reference point for comparison. And I struggle because I feel like everyone is doing such great things and I'm not. And I feel like sometimes I work really hard. Like, I will overwork myself because I don't know, I feel like I'm having to compensate for some inherent flaw in me. And I realize that it's like imposter syndrome to the max, or more like it's capitalism and white supremacy to the max, but I won't get into that. But it's true. I feel like I'm not doing enough all the time, because I see the people around me, like, and I'm just like, wow, like, how do you do what you do? Or like, how are you so great? Like, just you yourself are great, and all the things you do are just like ancillary pieces to your greatness. And yeah. PhD students are like getting super creative and crafty, and they're able to do things that I don't really know was the case like 10 years ago, like starting their own businesses, they're consulting firms, they are out and about just existing so largely, like on such a large scale. And I see things that, you know, like I want to do, but I'm not at the same level, and I get nervous and I get scared, like, because yeah, they're really impressive on top of, you know, the academic pressures, which has been something for me, especially because I don't have many publications. That's a large part of graduate school, is getting out as many papers as you can, you know, if that's your thing, or just producing work and producing products that people can see and view and gain and learn from. And I feel like, you know, I'm just beginning, so I don't have those things yet, but it's so hard not to compare despite that. And I don't have to like to have it all figured out, because I don't know, there's such value in being flexible and being open and just being, I don't know, being welcoming of new experiences and being welcoming to the idea of change and being able to adapt. And that's so true, because, you know, I'm gonna start praising myself for not having things all figured out, because I mean, I guess that's worked so far. But yeah, I'm just trying to embrace being open and being human and flawed, and you know, I can't reach that perfection that I'm trying to reach so bad. That's definitely one thing about me, is that I feel like I'm always on. Like, I don't really lay in bed and watch TV ever or like just chill. Like, sometimes I read, but like a lot of the things I read are really dense or like scholarly, so I'm trying to read more like mystery and like fun stuff, but you can't help what you like. I mean, you like what you like, but I feel like I'm always on. I feel like I'm always running, I'm always doing and creating and crafting. And I recognize times when I feel like I'm about to burn out, or that I am burning out, or that I have burnt out. I feel like I'm able to recognize those signs pretty well, but at the same time, I feel like there are things that I can do in the meantime, you know, to just like instill a little bit of joy in my life, because life shouldn't be all about working and producing things and trying to climb to the next level. It shouldn't be such a race. Like, it should be growth, and there should definitely be developments, but it shouldn't be this comparative race or this idea that I need to be the best of the best. I just have to be the best me. Those are a few insights that I've had from my first month in graduate school, and I hope you enjoy this video. If you can relate, let me know. Please like and subscribe, and as always, I will see you next week.